brought to you almost live from the Dude in the Basement Studios. Why? 'Cause that's where the good stuff is. It's Sips, Suds, and Smokes with your smoking host, the good old boys. And now it's sippin' time.
Oh yes, it's sippin' time again, and welcome to another episode of Sips, Suds, and Smokes. As always, we are the best thing on at 2 a.m. We are currently a 1-hour show that is mildly entertaining for about 22 minutes. We are banned in 4 countries, 2 states, 1 territory, the Principality of Monaco, and we aren't allowed within 1,000 feet of most schools.
That was a misunderstanding. Really, it was. We talk about 8 to 12-year-olds a lot, but they didn't understand what we were talking about.
Oh, right in the gutter it goes.
But you're the one who brought up the school thing. I remember the Glenn Goyne show. We were talking about the 18-year-old with the nice melons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that
there you
was,
go.
yeah. Well, that had Alan rolling, so. This is Madman Bob. Joining me today are Madman Maury.
Good morning, Bob.
And good old boy Harmeet.
Glad to be here again.
All right. Maury and myself are with the Bourbon Mafia. Bourbon Mafia is a non-profit organization composed of high-end bourbon enthusiasts and industry professionals. With representation in 7 states, our members combine a love of bourbon with a passion for charitable work. The group uses their love of our native spirit to raise money for local and national charities through rare bottle auctions and other themed events.
The first rule of Bourbon Mafia is talk more about Bourbon Mafia.
Mm-hmm. Our show is sponsored in part by Fine Spirits, Cooper City, Florida, home of the Enigmatic Machines, serving great wines, whiskeys, and other spirits by the glass. You can find them at www.finespirits.net and on Facebooks at Fine Spirits. Our sip segments are all about wine, distilled spirits, tea, coffee, and today's show is a distiller's takeover. We are featuring the Highland Park Distillery, and yeah. Come on, man.
How does this have to do with Highland Park?
How does it have to do with Highland Park? Everything they do has a Viking on it, for crying out loud. Half their stuff is named Thor and Loki and Asgard and everything else. Have you ever been to Orkney?
No. How about the song?
Yeah, it's the immigrant song. Have you ever looked at it's about Vikings.
He doesn't know music.
Oh my God! How old are you?
I'm younger than you.
Holy
jerks!
cow,
Apparently,
good
it's like
Lord.
I have heard of this Led Zeppelin,
but they come from the land of ice and snow. Oh God, forget it. I'm talking to a heathen.
We always have to have one.
Yeah, there's always one. We'll cover some background today on the distillery as well as on the individual products we'll be tasting. Our samples today were graciously provided to us by Ryan Stokes from Edgington Americas. And
thanks, Ryan.
The short list of what we're going to discuss today, we're talking about the Highland Park 12-year-old, Highland Park 15, the Highland Park 18-year-old, the Highland Park Dark Origins, and the Highland Park Ice Edition.
Great list,
outstanding.
Bob. You couldn't have left out the word Highland Park or the phrase Highland Park every time, you know?
No.
Seriously, that was a little bit repetitive.
No. And for that, you get to read a brief history of Highland Park.
It's a lot of reading.
He doesn't know how to read.
Public school. What can I tell you?
I got to find my glasses. All right. A brief history of the Highland Park. Where's the music? Cue the music. Where's the immigrant song? Come on, man.
That's too late. You already made fun of my Led Zeppelin. Say heck with you.
Rush all the way, baby.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you for that bagpipe because, I haven't heard enough dead cats lately. The distillery was founded in Orkney in 1798 by Magnus Jonsson. Mr. Jonsson was a flesher, or otherwise known as a butcher, and a beadle, or a lay official of the church. And, since he was a butcher and a church official, of course he was a whiskey smuggler. Yeah, it goes together. And he was also known to be quite a character, as you might assume. Alfred Bernard recounted a story about Magnus in his book, The Whiskey Distilleries of the United Kingdom, 1887. You pulled a reference from a book from 1887? Bob, you do too much research.
I actually went to school, so...
In 1887.
Probably.
That's how you came in Led Zeppelin. Oh. Hearing the church that was to be searched for whiskey by a new party of excisemen, tax guys, Unson had all the kegs removed to his house. I can't believe he was hiding the kegs in the church. That's nice. And he placed them in the middle of an empty room and covered it with a clean white cloth. As the officers approached after their unsuccessful search in the church, Unson gathered his people, including his maidservants, around the whiskey, which with its covering of white under which a coffin lid had been placed to look like a bier. Unson knelt at the head with the Bible in his hand, and the others with their psalm books. As the door opened, they set up a wail for the dead, and Unson made a sign to the officers that it was a death, and that one of the attendants whispered smallpox. Immediately, the officer and his men made off as fast as they could, and left for the smuggler for some time in peace. I love that. Ironically, the distillery was later purchased in 1813 by a group that included Unson's arresting officer, John Robertson, and his fellow exciseman, Robert Pringle. And in 1898, the distillery was purchased by James Grant, a former manager at Glenlivet, and it was subsequently sold in 1935 to the Highland Distillers, which are currently owned by the Edrington Group, and the current owners also own Macallan, Cuddy Sark, and the famous grouse. Highland Park lies on a hill overlooking Kirkwall. It's the northernmost distillery in Scotland. It's also one of the few distilleries in Scotland that has retained a traditional malting floor. The barley is germinated and turned by hand and then dried using locally cut peat from the Hobbister moor and heather. It's the local peat that gives the whiskey its specific terroir. And due to the extremes in the weather there, the winds in Orkney can reach over 100 miles an hour for 80 days of the year. The salt spray and that just general horribleness. There are no trees there. Nope. So the peat is comprised only of heather. So this the malt is peated at a level of 20 parts per million phenol, and then mixed with unpeated commercially produced malt from the mainland prior to distillation to 20 to 80%. So they're starting with that's a lot of peat there. I mean, we're not talking like Bruichladdich levels or anything like that, or what's that called? Not Bruichladdich, Octomore. Mm-hmm. Octomore's Bruichladdich or Port Charlotte. Those are Bruichladdich or Ardbeg, like you said. But 20% is respectable. But then they blend it back with 80% unpeated. And the whiskey is then aged in Orkney, which never sees warm temperatures. This allows the whiskey to age very slowly and gently, further contributing to its character. The traditional oak casks are used, butts, puncheons, or hogsheads, no barrels. And they're all seasoned with Oloroso sherry. Spanish oak cask seasons that give the sherry a color, spice, dried fruit character, whereas the American oak sherry seasoned casks give them lighter, sweeter vanilla and butterscotch flavors. Highland Park has won numerous awards and accolades. Noted spirits F. Paul Picault rated the Highland Park the best spirit in the world 3 times, in 2005, 2009, and 2013. They've also received the awards for the world's best single malt from the World Whiskey Awards in 2009 for Highland Park 21, and the Ultimate Spirit in 2013 from the Ultimate Spirits Challenge for Highland Park 25-year-old. So these guys are highly acclaimed.
Yeah, they got a trophy or two in their mom's basement. So, yeah, they seem to be doing pretty well. All right, we'll be tasting these whiskeys and rating them with our SIPS ratings, plus our signature sounds. Here are those ratings now, and in keeping with our Viking theme, we're going to let Maury introduce these ratings in his best Viking impersonation.
Oh, thanks for putting me on the spot there, Bob.
He didn't let you know in advance. I love that.
Yeah,
I left that blank, didn't I?
1 sip. Give me a glass of water to wash out my mouth.
Water. Drink water. Drink water.
2 sips. Nice. But what else do you have?
Well, isn't that nice?
3 sips. Interesting. What was that again?
Interesting.
4 sips. Let's keep this a secret to ourselves. Pour me another.
That's classified.
And finally, 5 sips. Oh my, I was unaware anything could be this good.
That is a really sad sounding Viking. I mean, come on, man.
Sorry.
Come on, Magnus.
I was unprepared.
Who's the guy who plays?
Oh my, I was unaware anything could be this good. Yeah, come on.
That's supposed to be the Swedish chef. What the hell was that?
No, that's the guy who cooks. Vingy dinky dinky doo. Yeah, that guy. So
When's the last time?
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
yeah, okay. I'm sure all the folks in Valhalla are drinking mead and laughing their pointed helmets off at us after that one. So, I mean,
I am Loki of Asgard.
yeah, good for you, Loki. So
That was. He doesn't sound like a Viking either.
I am Loki of Asgard.
respect his authority. Come on, man. What's wrong with you?
Puny god.
I am
Remember
Loki
that.
She's having.
of Asgard.
No.
Well,
There you go.
come on. Vikings. Ay.
I come from the land of ice and snow. Now I understand. But
It's
I didn't know.
about Vikings and landing in, like, Iceland, and
I think it was like in middle school or elementary school when that song came out.
so it's my fault that you're uncultured and unread?
I wasn't allowed to listen to Led Zeppelin.
You're still not allowed to listen to Led Zeppelin.
It's the devil's music. What can I tell you?
Yeah. Fine, be that way.
Good Lord.
I'm ready to start drinking. When can we start drinking, kids?
Well, we're going to start drinking as soon as we go and come back.
Rolling clouds and crashing surf, iridescent dunes reflecting by the light of a rising, glowing moon. Seashore mesmerizing, night breeze hypnotizing. We've come across these back roads none too soon. Look to the left, to the right. Keep your eyes on the road, my darling. Wondering if we're only passing through. Open roads and open windows. My hand is yours forever, sweet love.
All right, we're back, and we are talking about Highland Park Distillery. And we are to the point where we're actually going to start tasting some of this fine whiskey. So I'm going to let Maury work on introducing the first expression. Take it away, Maury.
Bob, you're supposed to be a professional, but you keep turning your mouth away from the mic. I know that the folks out there hear this. What's up with that, man?
You like having your mouth toward something that never mind.
Yes.
Okay, girls. The first product we're going to be discussing today is the Highland Park 12 year. It clocks in at 43% ABV. It is aged in 40% first fill Spanish oak ex Oloroso sherry barrels. Incidentally, we don't have much information on the other 60%. I suspect that most of them are refilled sherry barrels.
Balsa wood, probably, you know, Formica, I think.
The color's beautiful. It's got a nice glowing amber. The nose on this whiskey has lots of floral notes. You definitely get some heather on the nose. There's sherry, there's honey, a little bit of oak, and a very light, smoky peatiness. And I must admit, the smoke is nice. It's subtle, it's finessed. It's not hit you over the head like some of the Isla whiskeys that some of our friends love so much.
I love that stuff.
I know. Well, you've been hitting the head too many times.
It's
not overpowering. It's a nice light. It's not to the forefront. It's a nice backdrop.
It's still too smoky for the people who just drink bourbon. Let me tell you that.
Okay, well, this particular expression is a little smoky for a traditional bourbon drinker, but I thought that the smoke was manageable and it was subtle. On the palate, this whiskey's just beautiful. It's got notes of citrus. It's got heather. It's got sherry.
I'm just going to have mine.
A light smoky sweetness comes through, and the viscosity is fairly nice. I would call it medium, but the viscosity is nice. It feels nice on the palate. Like all of their whiskeys, the finish lingers. Some of the expressions we'll be talking about later linger just forever, on and on. but this particular one does linger nicely. It's got some sweetness. Again, it's got some heather, and there's just a little bit of subtle smoke. And I think the smoke really comes through primarily on the back end with the finish, besides the nose. But in terms of the palate, it's really smoke at the end. I thought, all in all, a very, very nice whiskey. And as for... Oh, lovely, lovely.
I was passing Bob a bottle of whiskey, and I just knocked my mic badly.
I'd give this one a solid 3 sips. Interesting. What was that again?
Interesting.
Bob was slow on the button because he's got his handful of whiskey.
I've got a glass in one hand and a bottle in the other. You have to give me a little bit of warning.
We try to be professional, but hey, we're drinking, kids.
Yeah.
We do this for you. We're thinking about you. We're sacrificing for you.
It's all for the greater good. That's I'm like a politician. It is election season when we're recording this. So by the time this makes air, we will probably have a new president, and it's like a poop sandwich or a poop sandwich. Ah, great. But there's scotch, so
there's always scotch.
What do you think about it, Harm?
Well, let's see. I've got another fresh glass, and I'm just enjoying the nose right now. For those who can't see through the radio, this is that beautiful amber he was talking about. For me, what hits is really the heather notes. It's floral, it's heather. I don't get a lot of big fruit like I would expect, but it's there. It's underneath. The sherry is huge. There's a lot of earth. The smoke comes and goes. When I first smelled it, was just smoke, and then I got all those other notes, and now the smoke is coming back, and it's just layers and layers of olfaction. It's beautiful.
Ooh,
just want to keep
that's a 10-point word. Somebody studied their SAT course.
I was playing words with friends earlier.
Ooh.
Were you cheating with the dictionary?
It's not cheating. They give you the dictionary. And I love this whiskey. It's a great whiskey. It's just a little bit, I don't know, a little bit earthier than I expected from the last time I tasted. The first time I had this whiskey years and years ago, it was too much for me. And now that I'm drinking Isla's, it's not enough. So it's got good citrus. I love the heather and the sherry. It's sweet and smoky at the same time, which is a big thing for me. I love that. And it has a nice long finish, and the smoke is subtle. Maybe it's a little bit too subtle for me. I don't know.
Well, that was really horrible.
Oh, you're always complaining.
I know. I'm always complaining. So I can only give this 3 sips. I wanted to give it more. Just for, for nostalgia's sake, but I give it a 3.
Sake or shake.
What'd you think,
either
Paul?
one? It's got a great color to it. It's got a lovely nose. The nose definitely with a little bit of air. When we first opened this bottle, it was a little bit muted. But the longer that it stays open, the longer it stays open, the less there's in the bottle. But the longer it stays open, the more the nose really comes forward. There's big citrus notes, floral notes there. It's got a very honeyed sweetness to it.
I didn't get the citrus as much.
It's not, it's not citrus bam in your face. It's very, very muted in the back. It's got some earthy notes to it. It's the peatiness is
notes and totes.
It's very, it's very muted, but like as you said, it's just enough. It's not hit you over the head like an Ardbeg or a Brooklight. It's just enough. On the palate, it's I definitely taste gray notes on it. Some citrus, the heather, the sherry notes. It's got a very light, smoky sweetness to it. It's got a nice mouthfeel. It's like about a medium viscosity, a little bit oily finish to it. It's got a nice, decent finish on it. Subtle smoke on it. An excellent, excellent whiskey.
I guess I'll have some more.
I gave it a 3. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'd drink that all day long. All right, well, we're up to the next one. We'll have Harm do it.
Okay, our next product is the Highland Park 15-year-old. Also at 43% ABV.
This drink, I like it.
Yes.
I know, it's great, right?
Another.
That sounded like a Viking. Was that from Thor?
It's Thor.
It's Thor? Yeah, there you go. And he's an Australian.
I know, it's great, right?
Another. Yeah.
I am Loki.
Stop.
Oh, come on. I
Loki.
still like that one. Loki's awesome.
The
He's got a hat with horns on it. Come on.
Don't you? I have a hat with horns on it at home.
What you and your wife do in the privacy of your own home is your own business.
I think you have horns with no hat.
Yeah.
Oh, God. See, that's just funny.
Fat, drunk, and stupid is no way to go through life, son.
Okay.
Fat,
Thank you, Dean Wormer.
Thank you. The 15-year-old is a step up from the 12, and this is what I was really remembering about Highland Park. And again, the air really benefited. When I first tasted this earlier today, it was a little tighter. It was a little more muted. This is where it's at right here. This is a beautiful whiskey. God, I just the sherry shines through. There's oak. There's very light peat. The peat and earthiness is more muted than in the 12-year-old. The smokiness still comes out. I think that extra 3 years in the barrel just has it integrate much better. The palate is rich. It's deeper tasting, and it's citrus and sherry. It's a gorgeous whiskey. I'm gonna just let it slide over my tongue. Oh yeah. That is something special.
I love scotch. I love scotch. Scotchy, scotch, scotch. Here it goes down into my belly.
It's made with real panther, so you know it's good.
Originally, when I did this tasting note, I gave it a 3, but I'm giving it a 4 now. I mean, coming back around, this is just gorgeous. It's a 4.
That's classified.
All right. What do you think?
Well, that kind of shocks me, Harmeet, after your comments on the 12, because I agree with you. I think that this whiskey is beautifully balanced. It's
so
got
why does it
finesse.
shock you after the comments on the 12?
Because you really
That's
didn't
what
like
shocks
the 12.
me. You actually agree with him. So
It shocks me that I agree with you on the 15. You didn't seem to like the 12 very much.
I
You
remember
thought
the 12 being
was
better before.
neither here nor there.
Years ago, but this is maybe it's because it hadn't breathed enough last time. It hadn't given enough air.
Well, let me say this. I think the 15 is definitely a step up from the 12. Again,
It's worth the money. It's definitely
worth the money. It's got the finesse. It's got the balance. It's got something for everybody. It's got some smoke. Definitely subtle. Definitely more on the back end than on the 4 palate. And again, it's got lots of sherry. Oak is coming through. A little bit of citrus. Not a lot of fruit other than the citrus.
I'm still enjoying the finish from when I just tasted it.
It's got a beautiful mouthfeel. It's viscous. It coats the palate, and the finish does linger for a long time with both sherry and like I said, just a hint of smoke on the back end. So I thought this was a delicious whiskey, and I give it a solid 4 sips.
All right. I'm getting a lot of cinnamon now in the finish. I didn't get the first time around too. What about you, Bob? Are you with us on this one?
Yeah, I'm with Maury. I mean, this one really hits a sweet spot with me. We recently did a show on a different producer, and out of their range, I mean, some of the older ones they had were great, but that 15 was really speaking to me, and this one is as well. The smoke and the peat are definitely more muted than it was on the 12. There's really nothing wrong with it. It's got a beautiful color. The citrus notes are definitely forward on this. The sherry is definitely picking up. This is ex Oloroso sherry barrels, I believe. The palate, it's got a beautiful palate, very rich, very mouth coating, very viscous. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this whiskey. It's got a great finish, a little bit drying toward the end. Medium to long finish on it. I don't know what the price point is on this.
I don't remember. It's around $70, $80 bucks.
Yeah. I mean, that's for the money. This is a really great whiskey for the money. You can't go wrong with this. I give it a good solid 4.
All right, unanimous. I'm still tasting it from that last sip, and I didn't put any water in this one this time. Maybe that's what it was. Sometimes I do like to add water. I mean, most times I do like to add water, but I like that 15 with nothing.
Yeah, I tried it with a little bit of water. I liked it unsurprisingly, I liked it straight out of the bottle. But
you're still talking about the 15, man. I'm drinking some more 18. Are you going to talk about
really,
the 18?
Really good. Well, we'll move on to the 18 if you really want to move. All right. And the next sport that we're doing is
because I just wanted to get to the next whiskey, man. We already agreed on the 4s for the 18.
That's right.
Here's a bottle for you.
Yeah.
This drink, I like it.
I know, it's great, right?
Another.
Quit breaking my glasses.
You need more sound effects.
You sit up till 2 in the morning trying to track down sound effects that actually fit Viking themes. Okay.
It's 2:00 now.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's 2:00 in the day. This one was rated Best Spirit in the World by F. Paul Pacult in 2005 and again in 2009. Yep. It's 43% ABV.
Highland Park 18. This is it.
Yeah.
Yummy.
It's got a great color to it. Clear, bright. I think the tasting notes on it call it a burnished gold.
Do they do chill filtering at Highland Park? They must. This is just.
I would imagine they. I would imagine they probably do. I mean, hell, most of them do these days. The nose on it is absolutely just intoxicating. Just mature oak, floral notes, a little bit of cocoa, a good warm old leather. It's got a light peat to it, dried red fruit. The sherry comes out on this. It's a little bit of nuts on the back end. On the palate, very rich, very creamy.
Did you say nuts on your palate?
On yours, maybe. Very creamy, very full flavor on this. A little bit of honey and citrus notes on the end, and a little bit of cinnamon and toffee. And then just the faintest bit of peat and smoke to it.
It's the 15-year-old on steroids.
Yeah, it is. It's that extra 3 years just seems to send this one over the edge. It's got a beautiful round, long finish on it. I give it a 4.
That's classified.
You know, Bob, if you keep talking, I'm going to have nothing else to say about this whiskey. You've taken just about anything I had to say and articulated it well. I agree. It's the 15 on steroids. For me, 15s and 18s are almost always the sweet spot for most Scotch whiskeys. They seem to really just shine, and this one is no exception. I love the color. I love the mouthfeel. I agree that it's just so balanced. It's beautiful. The smoke and peat is even a little less pronounced than the previous 15-year-old that we tasted. It's beautiful on the palate. It's creamy, and the finish just lingers on and on and on. I would call this near whiskey perfection. I gave it a 5.
All right.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah!
So, guys, I hate to agree with both of you. I really hate to agree with both of you. Just because we don't agree on anything else, really, except whiskey, and not even on all whiskeys. But this one, the first time I tasted it was a 4. I've come back and tasted it again. I'm giving it a 5. Let's just get that out of the way right now. 5, 6.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah!
I can smell this whiskey all night. I keep coming back
This is
to
one
it.
you put a little bit in a glass and just hold on to it for hours.
I mean, the sherry is perfection in this. The balance is there.
Definitely not over sherried.
This is the way it should be. I mean, the floral notes are there, and Bob mentioned cocoa. I don't get the cocoa on the nose as much. I did get it on the palate. That beautiful leathery, like that old leather smell, light smoke, the dried red fruit, the sherry. It's just such a great scent. I just keep coming back to it.
Yeah, there's clearly a reason why it's won Best Spirit in the World. I mean, it really just doesn't get much better than this.
The trick to this, we've mentioned it before, is like when you inhale a beautiful whiskey like this, and you've got it in your Glencairn glass, and the proper shape with the place so you can swirl it, and you have the heavier scents. The fusel oils stay lower, and the alcohol goes straight up through that straight chimney. So you're using the proper glass, and you're just nosing this whiskey. And halfway through inhaling, you open your mouth and let the fumes go to the back of your throat. You can taste it without even having it hit your lips, and it's gorgeous. I could do this all night.
And that's
on this
another
whiskey.
thing. When you swirl it in the glass, the legs on this thing, you can tell that the oils are in there, and if they filtered it, they did it very lightly because
it's very lightly filtered. So anything.
Well, they do specifically mention that our next expression is non-chill filtered, but I suspect by default that the rest
all the
of these
others are.
Yeah.
So the palate, what you said creamy. I agree, and it's very rare to find for me a good creamy single malt. Usually, I think about what do you call lowland whiskeys have more of that creamy, and this is the exact opposite. This is way the north of the northern part of Scotland, right there. You know, in this windswept island with no trees on it because it's so damn horrible. It's just horrible.
You got to be a Viking to live in a place like that.
I'm thinking if the weather's so horrible, what else you got to look forward to then? Some of the best whiskey in the world.
Yeah, I mean, if you're living there, really, what else are you going to do but drink? You're not going out for a nice picnic, you know.
But the finish, I just took a sip and the finish is going on and on. Cinnamon and toffee. I can't get enough of this. Like I said, it's a 5 all the way around.
Yeah, take another drink.
Feed me now! I'm starving!
Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just, this one definitely speaks to me. And, like you said, there's.
You could change your rating. It's not too late.
It's not too late.
I've given about 2 5s in my life. But this is pushing it. This is very close.
Well, F. Paul Picot says it's a 5.
Well, when he comes here and hangs out in the basement with us, then...
I've hung out with him a few times.
I'm
He's a
sure
nice
you
guy.
have. I noticed neither one of us have gotten an invitation to that.
Right.
Huh,
Next time he's in town, I'll invite you guys.
Oh,
all right, you let us know.
Yeah.
I'll hold my breath.
Yeah. You'll turn blue and die waiting for that.
Oh,
invitation.
Michter's had a party with him, too. He had some good stuff to say. This is I got to argue him about some stuff, too.
Yeah. You argue?
No. Never.
Destination, but baby, the whole elation riding down this lover's avenue. As slow as a willow blows, or as fast as the whirlwind grows, we glide beneath the stars in cobalt blue. Look to the left, to the right, keep your eyes on the road, my darling, wondering if we're only passing through. Open roads and open windows, my hand is yours forever, sweet love. Our eyes ahead on these back roads with a view.
And we're back. This is Sip, Suds, and Smokes, and we are talking about some whiskey from the Highland Park Distillery. Our next product is the Highland Park Dark Origin. Why don't we have Maury talk about it?
No. I need to taste it again.
Thank you, Bob. The Highland Park Dark Origins comes in at 46.8% ABV. It was inspired by the cunning spirit and courageous personality of Highland Park's infamous founder, Magnus Unison.
That was written by a marketing guy.
Who worked his trade of smuggling in the darkness of night.
There you go.
This expression is made from 80% first fill sherry casks and 20% refilled sherry casks.
And if you look at this whiskeys, you can see that.
Yes, you immediately note this beautiful, rich mahogany color. It's really something special to look at. On the nose, lots of sherried spice, some dark chocolate, Seville orange, toasted hazelnuts, and baked apple. Even a little hint of banana. It's really got an incredible nose. On the palate, again, beautiful, viscous, balanced, beautiful mouthfeel, some warm dark chocolate, a little bit of maraschino cherry and dried candied fruit. Excellent. Even some Christmas cake and just the slightest hint of dry peat. If you like sherried whiskeys, this is perhaps one of the nicest sherried whiskeys I've seen. Again, a lot more sherry than the 18-year-old, which we just tasted. It's got a very long finish, a little hint of sweet smoke, lingering little bit of chocolate on the nose, or excuse me, on the finish. But again, a beautiful whiskey, very well crafted, very balanced. Definitely for those who like a sherried style, but not overly sherried. And honestly, I had a real hard time differentiating this between this and the 18, which was my favorite of the day. I went back and forth and back. And in the end, I would say it's like picking your favorite child. I really love them both. So we
all love Dylan the most.
That's not
Dylan.
It's not what you told me. You told me which one you like better.
I know, but for the purposes of this
for the right amount of money, I will disclose it to the proper child.
Okay. And so I give this one another 5, which could be a world record for myself.
Two 5s in a row for you.
2 5s in the same day. I don't think I've given 2 5s in the last 5 months.
Nice.
Your child that got that whiskey from St. Augustine for us, she's my favorite child.
Okay.
So,
Bob, why don't you?
I have some more bottles.
Why don't you go first, Bob? I'm still drinking.
This has got a beautiful color to it. Absolutely lovely, dark, glowing, just absolutely beautiful. The nose, a sherried spice, cocoa. I'm definitely getting banana in this, some citrus, sort of a nuttiness on the back of the palate. Hold on.
Yeah.
Just absolutely beautiful, balanced palate. The sherry on it is just dead on where it needs to be. It's not too much. It's not too little. A little bit of candied fruit, like a fruit cake. Dry peat, not in-your-face peat, not in-your-face smoke, just that beautiful backdrop that you really need. It's got a great finish to it with a little bit of chocolate on the back end. An absolute excellent whiskey. I give it a solid 4.
That's classified.
So, I want to tell you a little story. I had...
oh my God, should I get a pillow?
Is this a little story about a man named Jed? Poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. I'm just wondering.
We could talk about a 3-hour cruise, Bob Howell.
Well,
but let me tell you this. If you like sherried whiskey, you will love this. Mm-hmm. But if you're one of those purists who likes their Highland Park the way Highland Park makes it, this is not for you. I sold some whiskey to a guy who is a Highland Park fanatic. He brought the bottle back to me because it was too sherried.
That's fine. We can finish it for him.
I finished it for him. I exchanged it out for an 18-year-old for him. That's fine. He paid more money for the 18-year-old. It's just the thing is,
like Buck Renault used to say, we guarantee our whiskey. If you don't like it, bring it back and we'll drink it for you.
That's exactly right.
Well, I exchanged it. I mean, I understand where he's coming from. He asked my opinion. I told him I love this whiskey, and I do love this whiskey. It's everything you guys said it is. It's beautiful to look at. It's amazing to smell. I mean, the citrus, and you said hazelnuts. I got almonds. I got more like marzipan really on the nose. The little
that
candied apple, and God, it's just so amazing.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, my only disappointment, if I was going to say one thing about this whiskey, is
you're not allowed to have one if you give it a 5.
It comes in a beautiful black bottle, and you can't see the beautiful color.
Yeah,
I wish that the bottle were clear because the color, to me, is a huge selling point. It's a beautiful mahogany.
Glass is clear.
The glass.
But you got to open it to see that color.
Again, like the 18. I mean, when you swirl this, the legs on this are absolutely gorgeous,
stunning.
And, I mean, just the oils in this are
almost as nice as your legs.
Well, last time you saw a pair of legs like that, they had a message tied to them. I'm just saying.
I don't even get that reference. What the hell's that?
Man, he's slow.
He's slow.
Carrier pigeon?
Well, I was thinking some sort of girl reference.
No.
I was thinking about your legs. I totally thought girl.
Your mind's in the gutter.
As hairy as those are, if you're
so shapely.
I'm not even going there.
Oh God.
You like the Vikings, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
A little bit.
No, I like Adele, so she yelled at her.
Too much information.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's been drinking a little too much. On to the next product, I think.
No.
I need a rating.
I didn't give a rating yet. Yeah. It came close to a 5 for me, but I actually had to dial it back to a 4.
Well, like I said, I love sherried whiskeys, and I just think if you like sherried whiskeys, it doesn't get any better than this.
Okay, I will give you one better, and it's not part of the show. what I generally give a 5 to, Lagavulin Distiller's Edition, which is sherried smoke bomb with so much peat it's over the top. That to me is a 5. More than that.
I respectfully and disrespectfully disagree.
It's like licking an ashtray.
It's the iodine, man. It's the I like the phenol. It's not the iodine.
I'll buy you a bottle of antique Mercurochrome, and you
I
can
want
just
some
drop that
Band-Aid in this. This doesn't have, Highland Park does not have the Band-Aid.
Yeah, Mercurochrome.
Doesn't need the Band-Aid. It's not for Band-Aid and Mercurochrome, guys.
Get him a bottle of betadine and a straw. Good Lord.
All right, well, Bob.
You're a disturbed little man. All right.
Bob, you want to tell us about our last product?
All right. The last product that we're going to be talking about is a special release product. It's the Highland Park Ice Edition. It's coming in at 53.9 ABV. This is a continuation of some of the other ones that they've done. It's
the Valhalla series.
The Valhalla series. It comes in this beautiful blue bottle. Looks like an iceberg. It comes in this beautiful wooden cradle. The first ones came in, and they look like a giant Viking boat. This one looks like a big, giant ice mountain. It's,
I am Loki of Asgard.
Yeah, Loki. Okay, we get it. So, playing on the, this is a bottling of 30,000 bottles, only 3,000 here in the U.S., which
I have some.
Which delves into the world of Norse mythology. It comes with a book, and if you read the book, honestly, it's like the storyboard for the Thor movie. Thor was here, and he's in Asgard, and the ice giants were trying to take over the world. It's a fun read. I actually gave it to my kids, and they're like, "Ooh, this is cool." In a bespoke blue colored glass.
You're the reason we're banned from 1,000 feet of all schools.
Yeah, most likely. Reflecting the dazzling and glittering ice, the bottle shape has been designed especially to evoke the distinctive sharpness and coolness of the ice realm, which is, I think, where the ice giants live, which is, of course, not where Thor goes, but that's, where Loki
I am Loki.
Yeah, we know.
Of Asgard.
That's where you came from, so be quiet. The bottle is, again, encased in this mountain-shaped oak wooden cradle with magnets on it.
It's pretty. It's really, they always do a good job with this.
It's a stunning presentation, but the circle design of the glass represents the circle of life, the creation of the world protected by a serpent, a mythical creature, central to classic mythology, and all of that. A lot of times when you get a spirit and it comes in, the world is packaging. You can put something nasty into a fancy package and people will buy it. There are guys out there buying Elvis decanters and, nasty vodka in a bottle that looks like a rifle and, crazy things like that. But that's not the case here. This is aged 17 years, mostly in rebuilt ex-bourbon casks. On the nose, green apples, melon, a little bit of fruit, a very faint ginger note to it. Cereal notes and barley on the back end, and a very faint smokiness. The palate is crisp fruit. It's got a light smoky swirl to it with cereal, buttered toast, creamy finish that goes on and on and on and on. The Dark Origins had an amazing finish. This one, I swear, I think goes even longer. I had some 10 minutes ago. I swear I'm still tasting it now. This one, out of all of them, this one was definitely my favorite. It's pricey. If
over
I was
$300.
If I was going, dollar for dollar, I would probably either go with the 18 or the Dark Origins if I'm counting my pennies. If they were all three on the shelf at the same price, I'd grab this one every single time. I mean, it is a stunning whiskey, and I give it a solid 4.
That's classified.
Decent.
What do you think, Maury? By the way, hand me that bottle.
Yeah, this is yours.
I agree with you. I think it's a stunning, beautiful whiskey. I think the packaging is beautifully matched to it and complements it nicely. And I would agree with everything you've said. A lot of companies put their money in the packaging and not in the contents of the bottle, but this one really does both. Again, value-wise, I couldn't agree with you more. The 18 and the Dark Spirit are just beautiful whiskeys and really...
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's
value.
very close on those three because they are three, even though they're the same place, they're three different whiskeys.
Yeah.
And all of them I loved. I think this one, for me, just forgetting money edge the other two out. I mean, if you're going dollar for dollar, that's one thing. If you're just going straight on sips.
Well, and that's my thought is that, and I'll come back to the rating at the end. I love this whiskey. I thought this whiskey was easily comparable to the other two. I think if you're going to look at it on a value point of view, I'm not so sure. If you're looking for something that's limited, this is a bottling of only 30,000 bottles, only 3,000 of which came to the U.S., so it's going to be very hard to find. It's going to be unique. It's going to be something that not every Scotch aficionado has on his shelf. And
but you want it on your shelf. It's pretty.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
So if you can afford it, if you can find it, if you can find a purveyor that actually will sell it to you, you won't go wrong. It's really a delicious whiskey. As we've mentioned in previous shows, I love the fact that it's not a full cask strength, but it's a much higher ABV at 53.9. Everything else we've tasted today is in the low to mid 40s, and I do tend to prefer a higher proof whiskey. This whiskey's
I've noticed that about you.
Beautiful on its own. It's also opens up nicely with water.
Low to mid 40s today.
The Highland Park 12 was 40. And the others were like 43.
No. You percent alcohol. Yeah. I'm thinking dollars. I was
No.
Sorry,
Yeah,
I've been drinking, folks.
ABV. Stick to the
43 was the 12.
Your mellifluous voice put me out.
I was a little bit surprised that the color. This one has a much lighter color than all the other whiskeys.
Oh, it's super light. Wow.
Yeah, I was shocked that it was so light, considering that it is a 17-year-old. When I initially tasted it and looked at it, I thought maybe it's a non-age statement whiskey.
Have you ever seen a Viking? They've never seen the sun. Those guys are so white they're clear.
Yeah, well,
of course it's light. Good Lord.
But it's in sharp contrast to the dark.
Well, there's no sherry in any of these. This one gets zero sherry. This is all ex-bourbon.
Right, but the Dark Origins was dark.
Well, the Dark Origins was 100% sherry.
And the 18. But nonetheless, it's light in color. I definitely get some green apple on the nose and some tropical fruit. Very, very faint smokiness. This whiskey has very little smoke to it, in my opinion. I love the creaminess. I love the mouthfeel. There's definitely a hint of this buttery toast and honey, and the finish. I agree with Bob. The sweet brioche comes through, and it just goes on and on and on and on. It probably had the longest finish of the night, and really just a stellar and beautiful whiskey. So mainly based on value, I gave it 4 sips, but it definitely borders on 5.
That's classified.
I tell you, kids, we should have had this one first, not last, because comparing it to the other whiskeys is kind of doing a disservice. This is a completely different whiskey from the other Highland Parks. There is no sherry whatsoever. It's all ex-bourbon casks, rebuilt apparently. 17 years old. It's in a different class. We should have had this first.
But this goes back to what I said. It's like picking your favorite child.
Yeah, no, but when I had the after,
this is delicious in its own right.
Drinking it after Dark Origins was a problem. Drinking it because the sherry was still overpowering from Dark Origins, so I had to give my palate a break and come back to it. And coming back to it, it's apples, it's fruit, it's tropical, it's ginger. Gosh, it's just freaking amazing. But I don't know if I could give it a 5. It's almost there.
That's what I said.
But I think if I'd had it first, I might have given it a 5. So you know what? Bullshit. What the heck? I'm giving it a 5. Let's do it.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah!
Is that 2 5s for you in one day?
First time ever.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I mean, the more that I'm going back to it, that finish, it's
a 5, dude.
Yeah.
Just give it up, Bob. Change your rating. It's a 5.
All right, it's a 5.
Oh my goodness!
But do not expect it to be the other Highland Parks. That's how you have to do.
No, it's an entirely different monster altogether. But the finish is just amazing.
Yep. Thanks.
Well, that's all the time we have here for today. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and you can catch all of our episodes online as well as on SoundCloud, TuneIn, Stitcher, YouTube, Google Play, PRX, and Spreaker, our native media host. iTunes, Google Play, and our own Android app are the easiest ways to enjoy the show on your phone. Just search for Sips, Suds, Smokes on iTunes or in the Google Play Store. We love your feedback, and you can reach us at info@sipsudsandsmokes.com. Our daily tasting notes flow out on Twitter every day at SipSudsSmoke, and our Facebook page is always buzzing with lots of news and information. Do us a favor and take the time to rate this episode. If you're listening to us online, it's a big help to us, and we get to see your feedback as well.
Drop us an email.
I want to thank our co-host for joining us today. Thank you, Maury.
Thank you, Bob. Always a pleasure.
And thank you, Harm.
Don't talk to me. I'm sipping on ice. Oh, God.
And for Sip, Suds, and Smokes, this is Made Man Bob, and we thank you for joining us. And remember, life is too short to drink cheap whiskey.
Pour me another of that ice edition.
Here we go.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
I'm not leaving without some more whiskey, man.
Thankfully, they gave us a whole bottle.
Can I call Uber from here? Or
Yeah.
Lyft or somebody?
Why not?
I don't want to go back to work.
This is work.
This is work.
We work for you.
This has been a one-tan hand production of Sip, Suds, and Smokes, a program devoted to the appreciation of some of the finer slices of life. From the Dude in the Basement Studios, your hosts, the Good Old Boys, will see y'all next time.